नमस्कार, पब्लिक न्यूज़ टाइम्स चैनल शिमला में आपका स्वागत है। आज शिमला में पर्यावरण, विज्ञान प्रौद्योगिकी और जलवायु परिवर्तन विभाग हिमाचल प्रदेश सरकार द्वारा बदलती जलवायु में राज्य मानव विकास रिपोर्ट ओरिएंटेशन कार्यशाला का आयोजन किया गया। यह कार्यशाला संयुक्त राष्ट्र विकास कार्यक्रम UNDP के समर्थन से आयोजित की गई। इस कार्यशाला को प्रबोध सक्सेना, मुख्य सचिव, भारत सरकार की अध्यक्षता में रखा गया।
Thereby affecting the well-being of the people across the state, which is residing in the rural and which is the marginal. In the evolving scenario, it is imperative that our development policy report, be it for the climate resilience, environmental sustainability, health and well-being, education and skill development, livelihood and economic growth, social inclusion and gender equity, infrastructure and urban development. Sir, today is the time. So applause please. This is a packet of a millet, sir, from our NGOs. Sir, message for sustainability, sir. We welcome you, sir. Heartily welcome. Thank you, ma'am, for leading us to set the future goals for Himachal Pradesh. I further request him to please honor. Report preparation.
This government of Himachal Pradesh to give UNDP the opportunity to partner with you on this very, very important and critical piece of analytical work that we hope will help us understand not only what is currently going on in the state, but have a forward-looking approach for a world which is actually changing very, very fast and allow us to prepare for it. I will take you through the overall framework of the report, give you an understanding of what are the sectors we're looking at, what are the themes that we want to focus on, and then after that look at what the process of the development of this report is, and especially for the thematic working groups, what it is that your role will be. So if I can bring your attention to the slides there, please. So the first slide is really about what the Human Development Index is. Is it possible for me to go there? Can I have a hand mic? There?
Yeah.
Human Development Index. Now, the Human Development Index comes from the idea that when you want to measure progress, one of the big indicators we always look at is the GDP growing, is people's income growing. But we all know that progress is about more than income, and human development is a way of capturing that concept. So the Human Development Index was first introduced in 1990 in UNDP's first Human Development Report. There are three aspects or three dimensions of it. One is, of course, a decent standard of living, which is captured by income. The second is knowledge, which is captured by education. And the third is a long and healthy life, where we look at life expectancy, burden of disease, etc. So the idea is that any measure of progress must prioritize the expansion of human life and the richness of human life, going just beyond the richness of the economy. So
surprisingly, you may have more discussion and more debate and more news about what some YouTuber said in an interview than these very substantial issues. The only silver lining which I see is that in the Delhi elections for the first time, climate change was also an issue. Generally, the issues are empowerment of women through new schemes of providing cash to them. Our political parties come up with their very ambitious manifesto, hardly talking about any climate change. But in Delhi, for whatever reasons, two issues became very prominent in this election. One obviously is the huge level of pollution in Delhi, and secondly about the Yamuna. So the first time in a political space I have seen that issues of climate have become, and this is where we should aim at. Till the time climate related issues are not part of political discourse, are not part of elections, where the political parties are made to commit their stand and their resources on the climate issues, the issue will not come to the position of attention which actually it needs. How do we force politicians, the policymakers, to talk about it, to think about it, is for us to do, for the people to do. There are various movements which I have seen in my own life in this country. When I was a young child of 5, 7, 8 years, we would see the posters everywhere. Ek ya do bacche. That used to be the family planning, used to be a discussion on every wall of the city. Hum do, hamare do. And where we are today? We are at a stage where the country is, it has taken about 30 years or so, but we are at a stage where the country has achieved the replacement level. And not only replacement level, the issue has become acute in the other sense. For example, in Himachal, the fertility rate is, I think, between 1.4 to 1.6, far below than the replacement level. And I think in another 10 years or so, we will have a very balanced population growth. If we can tackle it in the 4 major states of the country, we are actually ahead of the problem. In my perspective, the 3 most difficult challenges of Himachal is, number 1, for which we have assembled here, and that is the issue of climate change, and which is not only something which is peculiar to Himachal, but it is more important to Himachal than to other states. The second problem in my view is the drug menace, which is actually ruining the structure of the society. And thirdly, and most importantly and interestingly and ironically, is the health of the young children of Himachal. It is very surprising that 1/4 of the children in Himachal, 25% of the young population of Himachal does not meet the health parameters. They are either stunted, either they are wasted, either they are malnourished. I had organized a seminar on this issue because this is something which defies any logic. Himachal is not a poor state. The malnourishment is not because of lack of resources, but we were able to bring the best of the minds of the country, and there was a seminar for a day in Shimla. And interestingly, what emerged out of that is that if malnourishment is happening in Himachal, it is not because we are not able to provide the food to the children. It is because we are providing the wrong food. The breastfeeding techniques are not known to the young mothers. And after 6 months, when the children move to supplementary diet, in Himachal, the survey, empirical survey done in the 2 development blocks of Rayat and Kangla, gives the evidence that most of the mothers are giving processed juice to their children. So these are the 3 major problems: climate, drug, and obviously the malnourishment in the children. All these 3 things have one commonality. And the common point is that we have not been able to actually make it a public issue, an issue of debate. Many of these issues we either are shy of because of the stigma, or we think that this is something about which we cannot do much. But dissemination and debate is extremely important.
So today's workshop serves as a platform for the thematic groups to present their progress, share the key findings, and discuss future challenges and opportunities. So review the progress made in data collection, or how do we collect the data, how we will analyze it, how we will make and analyze the policy recommendations across different thematic areas, identify gaps and areas for improvement to strengthen the HDR, facilitate cross-sectoral dialogues which we will be coming together across, meeting each other and sharing our information with each other, ensure effective stakeholder engagement through these thematic groups.
You can recall, we first started communicating with the UNDP in the early months of the 2024, and from the government, technical advisory group was constituted under the chairmanship of Chief Secretary, sir. That is the importance of this whole initiative. And we sat with the UND team, which was led by the Deputy Country Director sometime in September under the chairmanship of Chief Secretary, sir, wherein we deliberated as which sector we should consider for this report and what should be the content of the report. Broad discussions were held in September, and today's workshop is basically a step in that direction, because when we are compiling a report, it should not just be some expert sitting somewhere and giving us prescription, but we as Department of the State Government responsible for various sectors should should be the main focal point of the entire discussion, sharing experiences and then also working out a strategy to deal with the impact of climate change. We all know that UNDP has been coming up with human development reports, which is a country specific, and this report is state specific. This will be purely focusing on the state of Himachal, and we will be talking about human development in the context of climate change, how climate change is affecting us. And in today's discussion, there will be a lot of group discussions, and the groups on different sectors will be talking about their experiences and their challenges which they are facing, some good practices if they have any, and then future course of action.
Participants. It is my great privilege to welcome you all to this important oriented reports from different facets. Marks a significant step in advancing our collective effort to culture and natural wealth. Is currently facing increasing climate-related challenges like landslides, flash floods, are threatening our developmental gains. These climate-induced in the evolving scenario, it is imperative that our development policies, strategies, and investment decisions of our state identify gaps and provide a roadmap for future development into that. This is a packet of a millet, sir, from our NGOs. Sir, message for sustainability, sir. We welcome you, sir. Heartily welcome, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for leading us to set the future goals for Himachal Pradesh. with your presence. This is the dream, this is the way which you have shown us. It was taken in the month of June 2024 and learn comprehensively and how to adopt an evidence-based approach to prepare them for an economic growth, social inclusion and gender equity approach for sustainable development in Himachal Pradesh. So before we move ahead, I further request him to please honor Shri Vivek Bhatia ji.
Always there and helping and guiding us in the Department of Environment, being the secretary in charge also. Thank you.
देखिए, क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में तो मैंने कहा कि महत्वपूर्ण चीज़ ये है कि इसको एक जन आंदोलन बनना है और जन आंदोलन में हमें ये देखना है कि हर व्यक्ति को ये समझना चाहिए कि वो क्या कर सके। अगर वो सोच रहा है कि आप बहुत बड़ी समस्या है, हमारा इसमें कोई योगदान नहीं है, ऐसी बात नहीं है। तो इसको जैसा कि मेरा जो सार था मेरे आज यहाँ का अभिभाषण का, वो यही था कि जो यहाँ जितने लोग बैठे हैं या बाहर के भी लोग हैं, उनको ये समझना चाहिए कि इससे बड़ी एग्जिस्टेंशियल इशू कोई नहीं है। जैसे इंडस वैली जो थी वो बाढ़ बहा के ले गया था इतनी बड़ी सभ्यता को, तो हम उसी स्थिति की ओर अब बढ़ रहे हैं। तो उसको रोकने के लिए इसको हमें सबको हर व्यक्ति को इसके बारे में सोचना है। ड्रग का जो इशू है वो ये है कि इसके साथ स्टिग्मा बहुत है, डिनायल बहुत है। सबसे पहले परिवार वालों को ही मालूम पड़ता है कि बच्चे के लक्षण कैसे हैं। इसमें हम सिर्फ यही सोचते हैं कि पुलिस कार्रवाई करेगी, कुछ चरस पकड़ लेगी, कुछ चिट्टा पकड़ लेगी, वो इस समस्या का हल नहीं है। पहली बात तो ये है कि हमें जागरूकता लानी है और दूसरी सबसे बड़ी बात है जिसके लिए राज्य सरकार कार्य कर रही है और आने वाले समय में मुझे विश्वास है कि अगले बजट में भी इस पर चर्चा होगी कि किस प्रकार से हम रिहैबिलिटेशन पे काम करें। जो बच्चे हैं उनको हमको अपराधी ना मानकर उनको विक्टिम मानना पड़ेगा। और मैल न्यूट्रिशन के बारे में तो मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि यहाँ समस्या गरीबी की नहीं है, यहाँ समस्या ये है कि जो बच्चे आजकल 1-2 हो रहे हैं, तो हमको लगता है कि हम उनको कोका कोला पिला दें और जूस पिला दें, वही हमारा प्यार है उनके प्रति।
और राजनीतिक दलों
क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में तो मैंने कहा कि महत्वपूर्ण चीज़ ये है कि इसको एक जन आंदोलन बनना है और जन आंदोलन में हमें ये देखना है कि हर व्यक्ति को ये समझना चाहिए कि वो क्या कर सके। अगर वो सोच रहा है कि आप बहुत बड़ी समस्या है, हमारा इसमें कोई योगदान नहीं है, ऐसी बात नहीं है। तो इसको जैसा कि मेरा जो सार था मेरे आज यहाँ का अभिभाषण का, वो यही था कि जो यहाँ जितने लोग बैठे हैं या बाहर के भी लोग हैं, उनको ये समझना चाहिए कि इससे बड़ी एग्जिस्टेंशियल इशू कोई नहीं है। जैसे इंडस वैली जो थी वो बाढ़ बहा के ले गया था इतनी बड़ी सभ्यता को, तो हम उसी स्थिति की ओर अब बढ़ रहे हैं। तो उसको रोकने के लिए हमें सबको हर व्यक्ति को इसके बारे में सोचना है। ड्रग का जो इशू है वो ये है कि इसके साथ स्टिग्मा बहुत है, डिनायल बहुत है। सबसे पहले परिवार वालों को ही मालूम पड़ता है कि बच्चे के लक्षण कैसे हैं। इसमें हम सिर्फ यही सोचते हैं कि पुलिस कार्रवाई करेगी, कुछ चरस पकड़ लेगी, कुछ चिट्टा पकड़ लेगी, वो इस समस्या का हल नहीं है। पहली बात तो ये है कि हमें जागरूकता लानी है और दूसरी सबसे बड़ी बात है जिसके लिए राज्य सरकार कार्य कर रही है और आने वाले समय में मुझे विश्वास है कि अगले बजट में भी इस पर चर्चा होगी कि किस प्रकार से हम रिहैबिलिटेशन पे काम करें। जो बच्चे हैं उनको हमको अपराधी ना मानकर उनको विक्टिम मानना पड़ेगा। और मैल न्यूट्रिशन के बारे में तो मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि यहाँ समस्या गरीबी की नहीं है, यहाँ समस्या ये है कि जो बच्चे आजकल 1-2 हो रहे हैं, तो हमको लगता है कि हम उनको कोका कोला पिला दें और जूस पिला दें, वही हमारा प्यार है उनके प्रति।
और राजनीतिक
दल तब आगे आएंगे जब हम उनको पुश करेंगे उस तरफ। उनको आना तो चाहिए, लेकिन जब तक जनता में, मैंने आपसे कहा, जन आंदोलन बनेगा तो वो भी इसको अपना मैनिफेस्टो में लेके आएंगे।
और ग्राउंड स्तर पर उतारने की आपने बात कही है, बंद कमरों में नहीं।
जब इसकी रिपोर्ट्स आ जाएं, इसकी रिकमेंडेशंस आ जाएं, तो हमें लोगों तक तक उसको पहुंचाएंगे नहीं, तब तक तो फिर पूरा लाभ नहीं मिलेगा।
सर, ग्रीन बजट की बात कही है, कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है हिमाचल के लिए?
देखिए, ग्रीन बजट जैसा मैंने आपसे पहले भी कहा, ये मेनली एकेडमिक एक्सरसाइजेज हैं। इनका एक लिमिटेड पर्पस होता है, वो होना चाहिए। क्योंकि ऐसे जब जेंडर पे हमने काम शुरू किया, देन वी रियलाइज कि हमको मालूम नहीं है, बट हिमाचल में बहुत अच्छी जेंडर बजटिंग है ना। अब ऐसे अगर आपको छोटा सा उदाहरण दूं मैं, अब ऐसे ये बात हो रही है आजकल सब राज्य जो है वो महिलाओं को पैसे दे रहे हैं, तो अगर आप उसको इंक्लूड कर लें तो आपको लगेगा बजट का एक बहुत बड़ा पैसा जो है वो फीमेल जेंडर को जा रहा है। सो दीज आर मोर एकेडमिक थिंग्स, दे आर नेसेसरी एंड दे ऑल्सो गिव यू कॉन्फिडेंस, दे ऑल्सो टेल यू कि कहाँ रह गया है, कहाँ बढ़ाना है, बट दे आर नॉट समथिंग विच विल मेक मेजर डिफरेंस ऑन द ग्राउंड, दीज एक्सरसाइजेस। तो ग्रीन बजट विल ऑल्सो बी कमिंग इन अनदर ईयर और सो, तो आपको मालूम पड़ेगा कि हमारी स्कीम्स कितनी ग्रीन है, जिन विभागों में नहीं है उनको और करना पड़ेगा। धन्यवाद, थैंक यू।
धन्यवाद। रोजाना ताज़ा खबरों के लिए जुड़े रहें पब्लिक न्यूज़ टाइम्स चैनल शिमला के साथ सभी सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म पर। हमारे चैनल को लाइक, शेयर और